Hello everyone, Train Sim World 7 has now been officially announced. Who could have possibly guessed? And it actually looks decent on PC. If you're on console, you need to cut and run before Dovetail takes any more of your money, and I will explain why a little bit later. On console, you have been properly screwed over. The PC players have actually gotten some decent upgrades. So yeah, full release on September 15th, early access on September 10th. So yeah, UK core route, Airedale and Wharfdale network, Leeds and Bradford to Skipton and Ilkley. Decent non-linear concept, Northern Class 331, Northern Class 333, of course, just bundled with Deluxe Edition. And yeah, it looks decent concept. It already leaked before because someone found a Northern Class 333 in the files on the PC editor. But I actually am not against this as a concept. I know TB76 Returns will be absolutely overjoyed that this will be coming to the game because he is the Airedale and Wharfdale lines are his local lines, which like this looks like a decent concept. Like I'm not even gonna lie, that this doesn't look too bad at all, and we're finally getting the 331 and 333, which we've been begging for years. Hopefully, Alan Thompson updates the Manchester Airport commuter to put these on that line, because running just the 323 when we have the 331 and 333 in the game will be absolutely unrealistic. Anyway, Northern Class 333 looks, again, a decent concept. Just wish that they wouldn't bundle so much with the Deluxe Edition, but that Dovetail will dovetail, I guess. And yeah, this looks like a decent unit again. And I'm glad to see more Northern stock in the game, that's for sure. I will be doing a full review on the Airedale and Wharfdale lines and the Class 333. Next up, US core route, Florida Tri-Rail, Miami Airport to Boca Raton, and Fort Lauderdale. I have been begging for a US route in Florida for years. I lived in Florida for a year, and I've been really wanting to see a Floridian route. I was hoping we would get Brightline Miami to Fort Lauderdale, but honestly, this might even be better than that, because we're getting a Tri-Rail BL36PH, which is from the nose, I would assume that's another member of the MP36PH family. Looks as though we're getting another rehash of the horrifically ugly Rotom cab car, and then we're getting a GP39 as the deluxe loco, which is really par for the course these days, but bundle the stock that we already have with minor upgrades with the base route, and then have the new stock with deluxe edition. But hey, it is what it is. For the German route, Neuenburg to Würzburg, which Trade Sim Society absolutely called out. So now, with this route, you'll be able to go Ingolstadt to Neuenburg, to Würzburg, to Fulda, to Frankfurt, to Mainz, and Frankfurt Airport, to Koblenz. Across so many different routes. That would be Neuenburg, Ingolstadt, Neuenburg, Würzburg, Kassel, Würzburg, Kinzigtalbahn, Frankfurt S-Bahn, and Linke Rheinstrecke. That's a lot of routes that joined together. You get the Deutsche Bahn BR Class 440, which is a new addition to the game. And for the Deluxe Edition, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Ice 4. I have been begging for a new Ice. And Neuenburg Ingolstadt really showed that we needed a new ice, because that would have really benefited from having an ice 4 instead of rehashing the ice 3 yet again. So, like, the fact that this is finally coming to the game is an absolute W. Like, I'm not even going to lie. There's some new features. We have Freight Hauler. Marshal freight to its destination free from instructions or schedules. Your choice is your strategy. Which is definitely an interesting concept, but I do prefer the more guided gameplay, so I don't think I'll play this if I'm going to be honest. I feel sorry for all the people who bought Nimbus, the TSW weather injector that costs $10, because now we have live weather in the game. Real-time location-specific data. Which is honestly quite nice. The dynamic weather, TSW3 era dynamic weather, is still broken, and I like the live weather, but don't want to have the API turned on because it ruins my performance. But yeah. Simplified controls, so probably similar to the controls that we have in Wonders of Sodor, which I don't have, but yeah, I'd assume that's what it is. And now 2 things for PC. Train Sim World 7 now runs on DirectX 12. Supporting DLSS 4.5, adding DLAA and upscaling, as well as FSR 4 for upscaling and frame generation. Hopefully we can run DX11, because my computer's not going to really like running DX12, but hey-ho. Take things beyond Ultra with an all-new epic settings level. So yeah, here's what it looks like on Mittenwaldbahn. Looks pretty decent, I have to say. So yeah, here's before, here's after. Looks as though sun shafts are a thing now. Make visuals the best with an all-new enhanced lighting option. And I must say, the new enhanced lighting looks really nice. Safety systems on by default. That's... oh, like, come on, baby. Come on. Take things a step further with enhanced realism by enabling safety systems by default. Find that likes of AWS, PZB, and more are already enabled, or keep things as they are if you prefer relaxing around or still want to enable them yourself. That's so good that we can enable them by default, because switching them on every service is a pain in the butt. And basically, this will make Train Sim World, this is essentially the Train Sim Classic button. Like, Train Sim Classic safety systems are on by default, and you have to switch them off manually. Now, you just have them on. Now we also have some additional quality of life improvements. Improved temporary speed restrictions. Well, it only took them a year. Randomness, variety, and uniqueness. That is good, because the temporary speed restrictions with TSW6, while not being, bad as such, they were very repetitive. And yeah, anyway. Redesigned menus. That's okay, that's decent. Increased max speeds on external cameras. Thank you. I've been begging for this for years. AI conductor, which handles door options while driving. That's very nice. Which should have been introduced in guard mode, only came 2 years late. Bell toggle button. Ooh. Steam Deck support. Full Steam Deck support. Improved passenger behavior. The NPCs are finally getting fixed. About dang time. They've been broken since TSW2, which was 5 years ago at this point. Yeah, ever since the new passengers got introduced with TSW2 Rush Hour, they have been completely broken. Completely. But yeah. Oh, new faster loading times. Ooh, another nice quality of life improvement. New FOV settings, Steam Cloud support, trade bell toggle on controllers, AI conductor setting to automatically handle doors. And now we have the bundles. So yeah, here's what it looks like. If you just pick up the free starter pack, you just get the training center. With standard edition, you get Florida Tri-Rail, Erde and Wolfden, Nürnberg, Würzburg. If you want deluxe edition, you also get the ICE 4, the 333, and the GP49. And then, yeah, and then there's also an ultimate edition with Leipzig, Dresden, Morristown Line, Riviera Line, the BR294, the ALP45DP, and the Class 220. So basically recycling the TSW6 core again. Don't get ultimate edition. And then there's a free starter pack for anyone who doesn't want to upgrade. If you're going to continue to play Train Sim World on console, I can recommend you do this, because there is an elephant in the room, a proverbial elephant, if you will. Consoles have been completely screwed over. There is no mention of blurry textures fixes, no mention of PS5 add-on mounting fixes. We've had blurry textures in-game on consoles for over 2 years at this point. Why? Why haven't they fixed them yet? They've provided so much new stuff that I'm sure will not break the game's performance in any way whatsoever. Like, I'm sure my frame rates will fall in TSW7. And yet, there is no sign of any of these major console fixes which we've been waiting for 2 years. If I may be blunt, Dovetail Games, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, genuinely, I can't blame any console players right now for jumping ship and going to SimRail. Genuinely. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. But yeah, if you're going... People on console, I'm speaking to you right now. If you are going to stay with Train Sim World, get Train Sim World 7 the free starter pack, or just don't upgrade at all and go play something else. Because Dovetail Games screws you over at every possible opportunity it gets. And they will not stop doing that. They've been doing it for over 2 years at this point, and they're not just going to stop now. Anyway, Train Sim World compatible content. There's got a dedicated FAQ, and we've also got a roadmap. Oh. Okay, that's just... Okay, there's going to be preview streams for everything. Now we have some new stuff. So yeah, here's what the new roadmap stuff looks like. Major update in December. That's all we've got. So yeah, Tadami Line finally has a new release date. It was originally slated to release on July 30th, but then got pulled at the last minute due to major performance issues on console. And hopefully that they've been working at it hard and it's going to release. Neckar-Talbahn, we already knew this was coming. We're getting a Deutsche Bundesbahn BR23 steam locomotive and a what is it? Oh yes, the BR140, which is a backdated version of the 140 we got in Stuttgart Heilbronn. Cumbrian Coast, coming soon from Just Trains. That's obviously going to be a day one purchase. Just Trains are the GOAT despite the crew press to release issues. Rhein-Nersbahn from Fola's World. What? No new rolling stock. Nothing. Just a route. And I don't have too high an opinion of Fola's World after the really mediocre Köln-Aachen quotes remaster, which is really just a visual upgrade. And the snow textures on Köln-Aachen are still completely broken to this day. Lisbon Setúbal coming soon. Very nice. I might pick this one up, but it's so short. It takes like a 45-minute run to do the whole route. And it's just... If they charge like £30 for it, that's not going to be worth it. And plus, all you'll see will be the 3500 series trains. Because, yeah, like, anyway. Southern Pacific Ore Lines by High Iron Sim. The GP, whatever it was. Oh, can't remember what it was now. The BNSF one, which I can picture in my head, but I can't remember the number for. That was mediocre, so I'll probably give this one a miss and see what the community reaction is. Now we have a bunch of new stuff from the third parties. Birmingham to Shrewsbury from All Aboard Studios. I was really hoping that they would do North Wales coastline from Crewe to Holyhead and Llandudno, but that's decent. I'd be worried about the blurry textures, though, at Birmingham New Street, because Birmingham to Crewe is not exactly good, but hopefully they've learned from WCML Trent Valley. Atlantic Coast Par to Newquay by Brascan Games, a new third party. Österreichische Bundesbahnen, ÖBB, Expert Railjet, TS by Trainsim Germany. That is quite interesting. Hopefully, though, it won't be just the ÖBB 116 expert version of the 116 that we already have with the Semmeringbahn route. Hopefully they can add the other ones, and yeah, we're getting a railjet in the game. That's really good, because the Semmeringbahn has been out for well over 2 years at this point, and there's still no railjet or nightjet on that line, which is why I don't revisit it too often. New Jersey Transit Bergen Line by Dovetail Games, interesting. Another New Jersey Transit route, always... yeah, I don't think I'll pick this one up, though, because I just don't play Morristown that much, despite liking the Arrow 3. This is good, though. Northern TransPennine Remaster! Remaster, ladies and gentlemen. And A Class 37 by Pixelpunk, a new third party. Oh, that's quite good that we're getting a remaster for Northern TransPennine, because to say that route is outdated would be an understatement. I only got Northern TransPennine for the, what is it called? For the rolling stock layers on Blackpool Branches and Preston Carlisle. But now it seems as though it will become a good route in its own right, and we're getting a new version of the Class 37, which is always appreciated. Amsterdam to Den Haag Centraal by Dovetail Games, another Dutch route. I never thought I would see the day, because we've had Spoorlijnzwolle Groningen in the game for years. It's been almost 2 years at this point. Well, 1.5 years. And I honestly was beginning to think Zwolle Groningen was a one-off Dutch route, but no, we're getting a route out of Amsterdam, which is always appreciated. This next one is not as appreciated. ECML King's Cross by Alan Thompson. I'm glad we're getting the southern section of the East Coast Main Line, or any new section of the East Coast Main Line, for that matter. But by Alan Bloody Thompson? After the Class 90 debacle, I don't trust them one bit. And knowing them, this is the route that will include the Class 91. The Class 91 that everyone's been begging for years. And it's being done by Alan Bloody Thompson. Anyway. Yeah, this will obviously be a miss from me, and I'm hoping Alan Thompson can do a better job than what they did with the Class 90, but to say I'm not holding out hope would be a massive understatement. I'm expecting them to absolutely just completely bugger it up. Anyway, we now have the GWR Class 387 by Grump Dog Games on the roadmap, which is very much appreciated, because that's the last layer on Great Western Express beside Mile Main Line, but I don't have that. Which, yeah, that's pretty damn cool. Next up, we're this was leaked, a Northern 3-car Class 158 by Skyhook Games. Always nice to have another version of the Sprinter on deck. But hopefully Skyhook can do a better job than with the, past 2 cargo lines they did, because both of those are incredibly underwhelming. Oh, next, Firefly Simulations product, Class 466 in the Sheerness branch. Hopefully this won't be a too expensive route, because the Sheerness branch is not exactly that long, but I'm glad to see the 466 is finally getting in the game. Hopefully it'll layer on Medway. The 466, I mean. New TSG product, the Deutsche Bahn BR212 Class V100, which I have no idea what that is. I'm going to have to Google a picture of it. And a new Romanian route. We're getting Romania. That's dang cool. And it's by another new third party called Railforge. Absolutely stacked roadmap. So yeah, I think contrary to popular belief, I will get Tri-Rail Miami. I will get the deluxe edition of Train Sim World 7, and I will review the Tri-Rail and Airedale and Wharfdale lines and the GP49 and the 333. Because, yeah, I genuinely think that those are two decent routes. I am also looking forward to the Ice 4, but I don't think that'll be... Nuremberg-Würzburg is such a... such a unassuming route that I don't think it really deserves its own review, if you know what I mean. But hey, maybe I'll review it at some point, I don't know. Then I'll definitely do a review of Tadami. I've had that on the books for ages. Neckartalbahn, maybe pick that up on a sale because I'm not too much a fan of driving steam engines. Cambrian Coast, I'll definitely pick up and give a review. Rhein-Neasbahn, I'll miss out. Lisbon Setúbal, maybe pick it up on a sale. Southern Pacific all lines, maybe pick that up on a sale, depending how good that is. Birmingham to Shrewsbury, maybe, depending on what stuff is included with it, and I don't know how long it's going to be because I'm not too familiar with that area of Britain. Par to Newquay, that's definitely going to be interesting, and I think that's another GWR diesel route, which is always interesting. Expert OBB Railjet, I'll wait and see what's included with that. I'll probably give the Bergen line a miss. Northern Transpennine Remaster and Class 37, I'll definitely pick up that 37, I think, because if they're including a new timetable, if Pixelpunk is including a new timetable with that Class 37, then that's going to substantially improve the remaster. Amsterdam to Den Haag, maybe, depending on what rolling stock is included, but I'm definitely leaning toward getting that. ECML King's Cross, Alan Thompson product, I'm not going to get it, never will. GWR Class 387, that's definitely going to be an interesting one, and I trust Grubdog after the GWR HST pack's success. Northern Class 158, I assume that's going to layer on Airedale and Wharfdale, I hope. But we'll see. Class 466 and Sheerness branch, 100% will pick that up on day one, because holy moly, Firefly simulations are the best third party in this game, not even joking. Like, I thought Just Trains and TSG were good, but their reputations have definitely taken a bit of a punch recently, due to the Crew Preston release debacle and the Nürnberg Ingolstadt being just a downright terrible route. DBBR 212 Class V100. That's just... I have no idea what that is. So, maybe? Depending on what it is and what routes it layers to. Romanian route, depending on the quality level, it might... If it's like another Liberec to Stara Parker, then I might pick it up. But very probably I'll pick it up on a sale. BNSF Snootnose SD40-2. That's by Adamovic Productions, I believe. Probably not, since it's such a... that's not much included with that, I have to say. Deutsche Bahn BR420 by TSG. This has been in development since 2021, and quite frankly, well overdue at this point. And the fact that it's still in the down the line section is pretty bad, I'll be honest. But hey, yeah. So yeah, that's Train Sim World 7. It's got there's a decent amount of stuff included with this, and I must say, the core package is looking pretty substantial, especially with Airedale, Wharfdale, and Tri-Rail Miami. And genuinely, this looks decent if you're on PC. If you're on console, you're screwed completely over. No blurry textures fixes and no add-on mounting fixes. Like, what the hell? Like, that's insane that they still haven't fixed the blurry textures bugs. Like, all they're saying is that there will be a major update in December, which will probably get pushed back and pushed back again. The blurry textures in this game are about as likely to be fixed as me landing on the surface of the moon in the next 2 years, which won't happen. I'm not a member of NASA. But anyway, yeah. So, pretty substantial lineup, a lot of decent add-ons coming, and yeah. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments section. And I'm decently excited for the future on PC. On console, quite frankly, console players are fucked. Absolutely fucked. But anyway, so yeah, that'll be all from me for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.